So actually excluding that impact of the drop in taxes in December, inflation actually would have picked up a little bit on a year-over-year basis to just slightly above a 2% rate from about 1.7% in November. So still running around the Bank of Canada's target rate, but actually a little bit higher. So different than what we're seeing in the headline numbers. And I think that's really what people were watching ahead of the numbers today. We knew there was going to be a lot of volatility due to this. It was going to be very difficult to predict price changes given the kind of abnormal tax movements during December. But excluding those tax changes, inflation was actually a little firmer probably than expected.
But still within the bank's target range, of course. And also sub 2%. So clearly the Bank of Canada has now won its fight against inflation. The issue now is a slowing Canadian economy. That's why the bank has lowered interest rates. So what is your take on the strength of the Canadian economy right now?
Yeah, I mean, I think that's exactly it. And not so much the strength of the economy as much as the lack thereof. The economy has been pretty weak. So we're one of the few, advanced economies in the world where the unemployment rate is substantially above pre-pandemic levels in Canada. And I think that's right in terms of framing the recent inflation numbers. Even with a little tick higher in December, excluding indirect taxes, price growth is still right around the Bank of Canada's target rate. And if you look at the survey data that was released earlier this week, from the Bank of Canada, from the Business Outlook survey, and also the consumer survey, that they do quarterly. Inflation expectations are still moving lower rather than higher. So with the economy weak, we probably have a negative output gap in Canada. The unemployment rate higher than normal. All else equal, you would expect that risks on inflation are really tilted to the downside rather than the upside. Once you look through some of the monthly wiggles in what's pretty volatile data.